A murder mystery playing out in San Antonio.
One of her worker came over here and she went in the bathroom and she saw blood on the bathroom switch.
Investigators say they found a pile of newly burnt items in the couple's backyard and tools like a shovel, an axe, and plastic bags in their car.
We begin this evening with the 4-month-long search for Andre McDonald, now over.
We took Andre McDonald into custody for the offense of murder.
It's a case that has captured the nation's attention. A young mother and business owner missing, the 4-month search for her, and then the arrest of her husband, Air Force Major Andre McDonald. We take you back to day 1 of our team coverage of the disappearance of Andre McDonald.
This is Open Court, the Andre McDonald trial. In a quiet North Bexar County neighborhood, everything would change after February 28, 2019. It was the last day 29-year-old Andre McDonald was seen alive. The vibrant mother and business owner was last seen at her home off Solitude Cove. But it wouldn't take long for friends and family to go looking for her. The next day, her friends went to her home looking for her after she didn't show up to the gym or her home health business. When her husband, Andre McDonald, didn't give them any information about her whereabouts, they called the Bexar County Sheriff's Office to report her missing. Her disappearance became suspicious after Andre gave conflicting stories of Andre's whereabouts and hired a lawyer. A surveillance team started following Andre and saw him go to a gun shop to buy a gun. Sheriff Javier Salazar said he left in a hurry, leaving behind the gun and his ID. Fearing that Andre wanted to commit suicide, deputies took him into custody, concerned he was suffering a mental health issue.
At this point, I think it's safe to say we are considering him a suspect in the disappearance.
During a press conference on the same day, Salazar said blood had been recovered from the McDonald's home.
I love my daughter, love my family.
Andre was later arrested and charged with tampering with evidence. Andre's bond was set at $2 million.
The arrest warrant was released. In it, disturbing details in the case.
Searches at the couple's home this weekend near Canyon Gulf Road and Overlook Parkway uncovered blood in the master bedroom and a fire pit that had appeared to have been used recently. Court documents also show that Andre McDonald bought a shovel, an axe, a hatchet, heavy-duty trash bags, and gas cans. All but one of those items were found in the back of a Porsche parked at their home. Investigators say Andre bought the items after he was questioned.
It was also revealed that the couple's 6-year-old daughter was probably a witness in this case.
This little girl is autistic, mostly nonverbal. And to us, and I can't go too much into it, but to us, it's pretty evident that she saw something.
At this point, McDonald was only charged with tampering with evidence for trying to destroy a receipt, but the investigation was far from over.
He's a highly intelligent person, and I think he knows exactly what he's doing.
The search continued for Andre McDonald. Deputies spent all day looking for clues in North Bexar County in cold temperatures.
Come inside, outside is cold.
We also heard from Andre's family for the first time.
They hadn't found the body, but if they find the body, she's not going to be alive.
More than 100 volunteers showed up in the cold to search for Andre.
I really appreciate it, and I just want to say thank you very much.
They found nothing. The search shifted to Camp Bullis. Andre's phone and car GPS led them to the military post, which is 11 miles from their home. Over 200 volunteers searched 40 square miles. Again, nothing was found. Andre McDonald in court for the first time, asking for a bond reduction. Andre's lawyer claimed the high bond of $2 million didn't fit the charges.
We thought that a significantly lower bond in the neighborhood of perhaps up to $50,000 or $75,000 would have been more than adequate.
Judge Frank Castro reduced the bond to $300,000. A week after his bond hearing, Andre was released from jail. He was placed on house arrest with an ankle monitor and wasn't allowed to have contact with the couple's daughter.
we are hoping that it's Andre McDonald. Those words coming from the Bexar County Sheriff tonight after he says human remains were found in a wooded area in far west Bexar County.
Those remains a day later would be determined to not be Andre McDonald's. The search for her would continue for the next couple of months.
Actually haven't found much by way of clothing or personal items. I certainly can't go too much into detail on what we have found out here.
The remains were on a private property that hadn't been searched before. The sheriff saying he couldn't confirm if it was Andreen because the remains had been out there for several months. They needed dental records to positively identify the body. 2 days later, the news everyone was waiting for, but dreading.
The search for Andre McDonald is officially over. We found her. We took Andre McDonald into custody for the offense of murder. He's been placed under arrest.
The arrest affidavit released revealed some of what possibly happened to Andreen and also how her daughter was able to help investigators put missing pieces of this case together.
The 5-page arrest affidavit details some of the evidence deputies compiled in the days following Andreen's disappearance. Before her death, Andreen and Andre may have gotten in an argument. The documents say the couple's daughter essentially reenacted how her mother's body was disposed to one of Andreen's friends who often helped take care of her. She was seen placing her doll in a circle of rocks, breaking sticks over it, and asking for a fire, all similar to the crime scene of where Andreen's body was found. She also made comments saying, quote, "Andre hurting mommy." Investigators found more evidence during a second search of the couple's home. They found heavy coveralls that appeared to have been worn and a claw hammer with woody plant debris. The affidavit states the claw hammer was found to have Andreen's blood on the handle, head, and face. A third search warrant for the home led to the discovery of a man's sweater and blue jeans in the laundry room. The clothing was determined to have Andreen and Andre's blood on it. The documents also noted that Andreen's cell phone was never used after 9 p.m. on February 28th, and her phone hadn't been found. Throughout the time Andreen was missing, her husband had not once ever asked about the search for his wife or tried to help in locating her.
Another date on that. Good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All this evidence will soon be laid out in further detail as Andre McDonald now goes to trial. That trial will play out in the 399th District Court with presiding Judge Frank Castro.
Jury selection begins on January 17th, with the trial to begin right after.
What can we expect when it does begin? Andre McDonald is charged with murder and tampering with evidence.
Texas has a big punishment range for a first-degree felony, like the murder is, and the punishment range would be anywhere from 5 years to 99 years or life in prison.
San Antonio defense attorney Daniel De La Garza is not involved in this trial, but he is providing some legal insight into what we can possibly see during Andre's trial.
It's almost impossible to predict what can happen in a trial.
With no confession from Andre, the prosecution will rely on circumstantial evidence. That will require a jury to make an indirect judgment about what happened. As for the defense, they take a different approach. Their strategy may be to question how the Bexar County Sheriff's Office did its investigation.
That would be more of a like, the state can't prove it. Maybe I did it, but you can't prove it, or you didn't do a good job so in the investigation, so evidence should be excluded. I mean, that's a very common strategy.
In 2020, the defense filed motions concerning search warrants. Defense attorney John Convery is calling into question whether the search done at the McDonald's home was done properly and legally.
The defense team, I know them. They're very, very good, very experienced. I'm sure whatever they have planned is they'll take the prosecution to task on it.
In the end, it will be up to a jury of 12 to decide. But as with all cases, Andre McDonald is innocent until proven guilty.
Her life was cut short, but Andre McDonald's family is hoping soon that justice will be served.
I'm Erica Hernandez, and this is Open Court.